Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time finding me here on YouTube, I am the Hood Spiritual Being, and I am so happy to have you here. Today's reading is going to be a general overview, and today's new series, or this month's new series, is all about tarot therapy or tarot counseling. Okay, so this is going to be my way of giving you some insight, some clarity, some information regarding we'll see what comes up in the cards, but regarding what comes up in the cards, I am offering this series as a way to get you used to the idea of counseling, of services. There seems to be a stigma around it, and so I'm using my tarot cards today to ease you into the idea. Now, this is a disclaimer. I am not a therapist yet. I am not a therapist. I'm not your therapist. I am using the tools to give you spiritual guidance, okay? That is how we'll be doing this today. So let's see. But coming to this reading with the perspective like this is meant to be like a form of counseling or a form of therapy, okay? So I went ahead and pre-pulled your tarot cards for the sake of time. So starting out, we have the Knight card. And what's interesting about this card is that it's not a traditional tarot card, but I want you all to look at this card because this card is telling me like where we're starting, so what you may be feeling in the night. So I'm hearing the phrase dark night of the soul, and the dark night of the soul is associated with a bit of a spiritual awakening. But usually when you come into this spiritual awakening, it's very chaotic, it's very dysfunctional, it's very frustrating. So the night is picking up on this. Like, you may feel like you are being tested by everything around you, by the universe, by God, by your family, by your friends, by your job, by your environment, by your finances. So it's causing you to shake and feel a little nervous, feel a little insecure, and feel a little fearful of what is coming next or what is taking place in your life here. So the Knight card is basically causing you to reckon with yourself. Ask yourself, do I like where my life is going at this current point in time? If I don't like it, how can I change this for the better? Okay, so this is a point of, I guess, like, I'm getting the phrase like a reference point for you to really decide how you're going to continue to carry out the rest of your life. How are you going to behave? What patterns are you going to follow? What values are you going to value? What morals are you going to lose or add? What are you going to do with your life? So when you're getting all this pressure, it can be chaotic or dysfunctional. So I imagine that this is where you all are. The Knight, if you look at this person, they're crying. So some of you are having sleepless nights, up at night, anxious, because again, it's this uncertainty. Up here is like a little child in a tree. So I get this vibe that you feel like the life where you are now, this is not the life you had planned for yourself when you were younger. Maybe you had more ambition when you were younger. You thought you would be at a certain place in life. And currently at this point in time, you are just not there yet. Okay? So it's causing you some distress, and that's natural. I say this with empathy and love and compassion. If this is resonating with you so far, know that my heart goes out to you, because we're all growing, we're all healing, we're all on our separate journeys, but this is a common place where we can, like, where you start off at, okay? And it's not easy. So I say this with compassion and love, all right? So let's go. What is the blockage here? What is blocking you? What is making you feel as if you cannot move forward? What's got you worried? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, and the Ace of Pentacles speaks of an opportunity at financial freedom, financial security, at a legacy that will last, at, you know, career and everything, your material possessions and everything in the 3D. So I feel like what's got you blocked is that you feel like there isn't like the financial freedom or the financial opportunity is just not present. So this could cause you to feel this darkness, this night energy, because you feel as though you are unable to get a blessing, a financial blessing, or get your finances in order that can really set you up. Maybe you started off with humble beginnings. Maybe you started off in poverty and you still are in poverty and you feel as though you cannot escape the cycle of poverty. Or maybe you you had money and you lost it and you didn't manage it well, and so now you're back at square one. So I imagine, or maybe you lost your job with this blockage being here. So what the blockage is telling me is that there may be something called a poverty mindset, and this is very common for anyone who grew up in circumstances that were humble, or if you grew up in poverty, if you grew up not having enough, if you grew up having to struggle. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that this lack mindset or this poverty mindset is not your fault. This comes from your environment in which you are raised. So if you grew up in a home where money was not abundant and there was a struggle, or there was stress or anger surrounding money, then you absorb this notion, and sometimes it can manifest in your adult life. Those same patterns, those same habits. Like if you saw your parents penny pinching, there's a strong chance that you penny pinch. If you saw your parents blowing money fast on the highway, chances are you blow your money fast on the highway. It's because of what you grew up in and what you saw. Okay, so there are a lot of reasons why this lack of mindset could stem from, but often they stem from childhood and what you experienced here. So because we had the night underneath, and I consider that to be the dark night of the soul, all of this, so what's happening here is Spirit is asking you to look at your relationship with money. Ask yourself, do you feel like you attract money? Do you feel like you're worthy of having money? And when you ask yourself these deeper questions, you might find that you may have you may fear money. And sometimes if you grow up in financial hardship, you have a fear of money. People make money out to be something negative, and it's because you didn't have enough of it. Okay, so this is going to get to the root of some of your issues. If you can look this up in Google, it's called a poverty mindset. In some ways you can start to heal this, because this is meant to be a counseling video. One way you can start to heal this financial wound, because it's a wound, is by telling yourself that you are worthy of having money. And I know it sounds simple, but you got to understand that if you grew up in a home where people told you, oh, you'll never have money, or we don't have enough for that, you subconsciously retain that. And so you may not directly say, oh, I'm not worthy of money, but that's the thing, it subconsciously gets into your mind, and you may find yourself fearing money, fear having money, which is why you could get money and then spend it fast, like why you have a hard time holding on to money. Okay, so you can start by reprogramming your subconscious. An example of this would be to get a journal and just write down 3 times a day: I am worthy of money, I am open to receiving money, I am able to maintain money. Okay, and I know it sounds simple, but this is how it starts. You have to start reprogramming your mind. Okay, and again, I say this with love and with experience. This is something that I struggled with as well in the beginning, and that is what helped me, so I hope it helps you. Okay, so let's see what took place in the recent past to make you feel as though the financial opportunity or the financial abundance is not coming in for you. Next, we have the King of Swords, and with the King of Swords here, this could be I'm reading this King of Swords as an authority figure, and the swords is cut off. So maybe you were cut off from a family, or from, let's say this family member was in charge of the money. You could have been cut off, and so you feel as though because you moved away from this authority figure or this authority community, that your access to money is limited. So I'm hearing like if your parents cut you off, or if your partner cut you off, or something like that, like the place where you normally get your money from, they may have set their foot down and say, you know what, we're not doing this, we're not giving you money more. Or this could be like losing a job, okay, or losing your financial stability. Whatever you do to bring in income, you losing access to that. Okay, so this is what took place in the recent past, but this is reading like an authority figure, like maybe cutting you off or something like that, which is why you're currently feeling blocked, why you're currently stressed about money. Okay, let's see what we can expect in the near future. Okay, in the near future, we have the Prince of Torches. This is the Knight of Wands here. And so how I'm reading this is, if you look at this carefully, like wands is all about your creativity, your passions, your desires, and your well wishes. Okay, and if you look at this closely, like this knight is on this animal here. I think it's a fox or dog. Is on this dog riding through the fire, and it's like charging forward. So what this is showing me is that your path to financial freedom or financial security or stability is in your own passions, whatever that may be. This could be your art, this could be your skills, whatever your skills or talents are. That is where you will find financial freedom. Okay, so you're moving away from relying on this authority source for income, for money, for stability, and moving out into your own. Okay, moving towards the direction of supporting yourself. But if you look at this card, there's fire around. So what this shows me is that this journey will not be a cakewalk. It won't be easy, but it's possible. Okay, and so Spirit is showing you that this is the direction that Spirit wants you to go in, to get off of whatever authority figure or the reliance on. This could be like a toxic 9-to-5 or anything like that. Spirit wants you to move in the direction of multiple streams of income, multiple hobbies that bring in income. Okay, like, but it's all based on what you enjoy doing. So this could be the universe way of pushing you in a direction to follow your dreams, follow your aspirations. Although it may have come at an abrupt time, like maybe, you know, losing your job or losing access to this authority figure's money may be hard to process initially. Spirit is pushing you to rely on yourself, to go to work for yourself, to move in the direction and things that truly make you happy. Because although this was a source of income for you, maybe it was certain things you had to do in order to get it that you really didn't like to do, that you really didn't agree with, that you didn't like. So this is Spirit moving you out of this situation where you are relying on something else or someone else, and putting that power in your own hands. And that involves being creative, following your passions, getting a startup or a side hustle, whatever the case may be, and really putting that energy into yourself. Okay, but know that that's work as well, but it's an enjoyable work because it's something that you agree with, that you like to do. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go ahead and see what can't we see about the situation? What can't we see about the situation? We have the Ace of Wands. So interesting. You have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. This Wands energy is picking up on your passion. So I get that there is something that lights you up. There is something that you actually enjoy doing. Think of something that you can do all day and not get tired of it or not get bored with it. Okay, that thing is what lights you up. Spirit is like pointing you in that direction. It could be, again, for some of you, it could be doing nails, it could be doing hair, it could be doing makeup, it could be talking to people, supporting people, it could be anything. It could be writing, dancing, theater, it can be, you know, heck, cutting somebody's grass if you just like to be outside and you just like to do that kind of stuff. It could be anything. Whatever lights you up, Spirit is encouraging you to know that there is potential there. There's a possibility there. And so if you look at this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands speaks of an opportunity being presented to you. And so I feel like Spirit is saying what you can't see about the situation is that this situation, although it's the dark night, you're in the beginning of it, you're feeling dysfunctional, you're feeling chaotic. Spirit is saying there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is your passion. That light is what they're pushing you towards, is what ignites you, what gets you fired up, what is your passion. So what you can't see about it is that this is Spirit's way of pushing you to go after your aspirations, go after your dreams, and do what you enjoy instead of relying on whatever authority community, authority figure, or toxic work environment, or whatever it may be that's like you feel dependent on or reliant on. And Spirit is really pushing you to, and it's uncomfortable. So I get this. I say this with empathy and compassion. It's uncomfortable to be pushed out of your comfort zone. And basically that is what this is. It's pushing you completely out of your comfort zone. Okay, what can we see about the situation? Look at this. 6 of Pentacles. So what you can't see about the situation yet is that whatever you decide to do will be lucrative. Pentacles, again, is financial stability, financial freedom, your legacy, your work, your material possessions. 6 of Pentacles speaks of giving. So this is saying that you will receive financial security. You will receive financial abundance, so much so that you'll be able to give and donate to others if you choose to do so. But Spirit is just giving you this heads up, saying don't worry, you're taken care of. So essentially this process involves you stepping out on faith a little bit, and it's definitely uncomfortable, especially if you're looking at your bank account and you're like, yo, I got $2 in there and I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from, or where the money is going to come from. Spirit is fully aware of this, and Spirit is requiring you to step out on faith, and it is the most scary thing you will ever do. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but know that it's possible, and know that if you step out, Spirit will guide you and you will be protected. Your bills will get paid somehow, even if you're looking at your account right now with $3 in it. I'm telling you, and I'm speaking from experience, I have had times where my account was in the negative, okay, and I took a step and moved out on faith, and all I can say is that I never went without anything. I still had a car to drive that got gas in it, that got oil changes, and I never had to pay for anything, okay? Like, I was still provided for. I still ate food every day. I had a roof over my head. The divine will protect you, I promise, and I say that from experience. Even when you're looking at your account, okay, there is a such thing as like miraculous events, and you are worthy of getting those, okay? So I shared a little bit of my story with you to know that I am someone who went through this, and I have empathy and compassion, and I know what it can look like when you're in the middle of this. And I'm just here to say, like, please hang in there and do what you're guided to do. I promise, the moment you do what you're guided to do, things will open up for you in the wildest ways, okay? Like the wildest ways. Just know that it's possible, all right? So let's move on. Next is going to be what is going on with you, or around it, within you internally. So we have the Temperance card, and if you look at this Temperance card, like, this person is pouring water on their foot, healing themselves, they're resting. And so Spirit wants you to rest and trust. If you look, there's like this bird right here, and it's like tapping the person back. I look at this bird like rubbing this person back, like, I got you, no worries, I got you. And I feel like this is what Spirit is saying. Like, I know you're stressed right now. Take this time to take some rest, to think, get your thoughts together, and know that I got you, okay? So I feel like Spirit is asking you to balance out at this time. We're going to put it right here. To balance out at this time, okay? And just rest and trust, okay? Like, Spirit is saying, I got you, all right? What is going on with you externally? Externally, we have the Universe. And the Universe card speaks of closing out certain chapters and moving on to see new parts of the world, to see new parts of yourself, stepping out and like travel, okay? So I'm looking at this as the cycle that's being closed out of is this cycle right here, where you were reliant on some, like, one way of thinking or one way of making an income. You're being shaken up right now, but Spirit is in that cycle where you depended on something anything outside of yourself. That could be, again, this could be an authority figure, a toxic job where you were reliant on that. Spirit is pushing you, and it's a painful push, but a necessary push, to trust yourself, to depend on yourself, to become self-empowered, okay? And so this cycle of where you depend on others to help you, or to, that you rely on other things, anything outside of yourself. Spirit is closing out this chapter. So Spirit is saying, know that you will be successful, and this push will push you out into the world where you will get to have different experiences, more positive experiences. Because don't forget, we got that 6 of Pentacles. So Spirit is giving you a heads up, saying you will experience a different life. This could be an upgraded lifestyle, totally different from what you're used to, especially if you grew up in poverty. Spirit is saying you will have that chance at a new world, okay? Let's see. Next, we have the projected outcome. The projected outcome for you is this 6 of torches, which is the 6 of wands. The 6 of wands speaks of gaining recognition, gaining power, gaining stability. And so this is Spirit, again, giving you a heads up to say that you stepping out on your own, following your passions, where you are empowered, you will be provided for. And whatever your skill or talent is, will bring you much success, and you will get that recognition. Not only will you get recognition, you'll get the financial abundance that you need, okay? So last card for you all, we have, this is going to be, what is the advice? And the advice is the moon. And so the moon is coming up for a couple of reasons. One, the moon is saying, like, you may not know it all, or you may not have it all figured out, but follow your emotions, follow your intuition. The moon is all about your intuition and your emotions, and like listening and being guided and trusting yourself. So Spirit is saying you may not know what your plan is right away. Follow your intuition, follow that voice, follow your passion. Again, you got wands and the moon card here. Follow that, okay? And also, this is showing me, because if you look, the moon is crying. This may be a time where it's meant for you to release. So Spirit is saying this part of your journey may have some tears, and it's all a part of the journey. You won't always be sad, you won't always be crying, but you're in the beginning and you're confused. It's a lot going on. It's okay to cry, and it's okay to be unsure, but Spirit is saying it's okay to be scared. Be scared and do it anyway, okay? And so taking that risk may make you uncomfortable, may make you want to cry, but Spirit is saying, like, listen to your heart and follow the path that's best for you, and whatever that looks like. And don't let anybody tell you, like, oh, you'll never make money doing that. You'll be surprised, okay? You'll be surprised at what you can make money doing, all right? So that was your reading. I went ahead and got some oracle cards for you, okay, to see what the spiritual advice is. So the first card we have is tolerance. It says you appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. So with this tolerance card coming out, I feel like this is Spirit saying you may have tolerated some things with this figure, wherever your financial dependence was coming from. You may have tolerated things that you didn't necessarily agree with. And so Spirit is asking you to look at this as an opportunity to do things and follow things that actually resonate with you. I feel like tolerance is here. Spirit saying you don't have to tolerate anything. You don't have to tolerate anything you don't want to, anything you don't agree with. And I feel like in this connection, you were like trading your soul, you know, like it was sucking your soul, I'm getting, or like it was, you didn't agree with it, all right? And Spirit is just saying you don't have to tolerate that, and see this as an opportunity to do things that you actually want to do, that light you up, that inspire you, that spark something in you, okay? Next, we got compassion. It says you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and sharing and living love. So Spirit is saying you are a very compassionate person, and maybe the place where you were, it could be like they didn't respect that side of you. I get that you are a creative person. There's a very gentle side to you, and so that part was not honored. Spirit is saying pick something where you can honor it, use your gifts, use that sweetness, use your compassion, use it to your benefit, okay? Go where you are celebrated, basically, is what I'm hearing with this compassion. Next, we got forgiveness. It says you are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. Forgiveness here. So this is what Spirit is telling you, like, forgive yourself first and foremost is what I'm hearing for accepting or not knowing what you know now. Like, forgive yourself because maybe you tolerated some stuff that you know you didn't really deserve, but you were in survival mode. So Spirit is saying, like, forgive yourself for all of the things that you put up with, that you agreed to, that you no longer agree with. Okay, forgive yourself. All right, so this is like, I'm hearing like self-love. All right, and then next we got integrity. It says, you demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. So what Spirit is highlighting for you is that you have integrity. And I'm getting a vibe, like I'm hearing like toxic work environment. If you were at a toxic work environment, you were probably the only one who was super bright, super happy, you know, like just a good person, good energy, and everybody around you, I'm getting like you were SpongeBob SquarePants and everybody around you was Squidward, you know, like just negative, stuck in their routine. So Spirit is highlighting your integrity here. So another reason why you're being pushed to move on from this place, whether it be a work environment or a family member who pays your bills or whatever the case may be, is because you are completely different from that around you, and Spirit wants you to go and find like-minded individuals. Okay, all right, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and put a heart in the comment section, or just put anything in the comment section. I love to read them, and I will see you all in the next video. Okay, bye.